Train's coming in. Yeah, some of these grandkids are going to be happy with me, and the parents are probably mad at me.
Turn your mic on.
That might help. How's that now? Good? Loud enough? Need to be louder? All right. Thank you, everybody. Tonight's July meeting. Don't have a whole lot on the sheet, on the notes here. Turning Saturday, Dan sent out an email earlier. Turning Saturday registration forms are now available. If you want one, I've printed off some and got them sitting over there at the table. So, you want to say anything more on that, Dan?
No, I don't think so. Everybody got to get an email. Hopefully everybody got an email. Still looking for demonstrators. And remember, if you demonstrate, you can get in for free. So that's basically it. Registration forms out there. Just move it forward.
Start.
8? Yeah. 5, basically.
Yeah. You were.
Somebody else?
And you were looking kind of like, yeah.
If it entices anybody, I believe the meal's going to be old pork sandwich.
There you go.
So, if I remember what Dennis told me. I think that's
He also said on his email, you're possibly looking for deep hollowing. Anybody that can turn threads and possibly something on resins.
Yes.
So, if you're interested, email Dan. I think everybody got that email, so that's good. Tonight's demo, if you missed the email I sent out last week, Corey's not going to be able to be here tonight. He off doing other things this week, and I swapped demonstrations with him tonight, so I'll be doing a hollow pumpkin. So hang out afterwards and watch me turn one of those and not blow it up. Other turning symposiums, SWAT, Southwest Association of Woodturners, coming up in August, 24th and 22nd. That's down in Waco. I got hollow on mine. Ohio Valley is going to be October 10th through 12th. That's over West Harrison, Indiana, right next to the Ohio border. Usually a good little time over there. Like Gary and I went there right before COVID. But it's $250 now for registration. After the 31st, it goes up to $275. So if you're interested in going over to Ohio in October. And then they've already got out the 2026 AAW Symposium in Raleigh, North Carolina. I can never say that town name. That's about all I got for news. I don't see any new faces in here tonight. Anybody got any other news you want to bring up? especially this time of year with the heat. You don't have a shop that's cooled or anything like that. Be mindful of that heat. I know mine, I get sweating like crazy in it because I don't have.
Ain't sweating much.
Huh?
Ain't sweating much. What do you think, Tom?
Freeze you out. I did have an air conditioner for mine, but I ended up giving it to my sister because hers AC died. So. Let's see. I think it's the last one. See, wood shop. That was way back. August. Scott's not here tonight. He had a bit of a mechanical issue with his truck, but his is had offset eggs for August. And then Corey will be doing the string demo in September. Jerry leaves you something in October. And Cody for November. So I don't have anything listed as what what either your demonstrations will be. I don't know if you had decided any more what you want.
I haven't decided. Who wants to see something particular?
And what?
Somebody want to see something in particular?
Anybody looking for anything that
Finial.
a finial?
Finial?
That'd be
Maybe, that's not final.
it's just the end of the
I thought it was Saturday Bowl.
a Saturn bowl with a finial on it. That'd be a good one for ornament time too. Don't have anything for the December demonstration yet, but I think we haven't done it in a couple of years of top turning contest. Anybody interested in bringing that back for December? Everybody just brings in their best tops. We come in here and see whose top can last the longest. This is a time challenge we've done in the past where we just spin the top and mostly for bragging rights.
Maybe I can turn something quick. What's mine? October?
October.
Maybe I can turn something quick and then turn a top and show how I do them.
I would like to see that.
Finial tops.
I want to see it spin.
Wait, a yo-yo top one. That's the challenge that was, that other symposium, worldwide woodturners symposium, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Won a prize. I don't know what the prize was.
Remember, I was just thinking about the other day, I was telling somebody about a tippy top. Thinking about trying to make some more of those again. Those are tops where you just
I can
start
make a
spinning
top
and
of
just flip
Christmas
it.
tree. How's that sound?
Top of a Christmas tree
Yeah,
Top and Christmas tree.
yeah.
for October.
Christmas tree ornament and a top.
Decide on what you want to do. And still got a couple months to figure it out.
All right.
Just looking through what notes I've got here.
I didn't see who their demonstrators are. Did you find? Oh, you got them.
Ohio Valley.
Yeah, they've got a lot of demonstrators out there.
Pat Carroll from East England, Andy Cole, Elizabeth Warren, and Rebecca DeGroot. What's this for again?
Ohio Valley
Ohio Valley Symposium.
Symposium. It's a 3-day symposium where they go.
Then they have a lot of local turners.
Friday, October
Turners.
10th to Sunday the 12th.
That's pretty good. It's a pretty good symposium.
And there's 5 others doing segmented basket illusion turning, captured spinning top, multi-axis, and hollow lidded boxes with glass insert. That's the guy that teaches it.
Okay. It's definitely worth it. It's about a 6-hour drive from here, from Champaign. I think I swear it took about 6 hours on that.
Yeah, it's only 4 hours across Indiana from Champaign.
I swear. I was driving too, so I thought it was 6 hours.
They're back.
Yeah, I drove there and
About the
back.
same distance as Louisville for me, about 3 hours.
You drive to Louisville at 3.
Yeah. So it's closer.
Some people can.
You can go there quicker if you don't worry about the
I
cops.
stayed longer because of that detour we had.
I don't.
All right, anybody have anything new to bring up? Any other business or anything? Well, go ahead and show and tell. Oh, I don't know what I did with my little guy. There he is. So here's what I'm going to be kind of working on tonight somewhat. I think I brought this up. I was all covered. What did you get into? Anyway. Let's see how the light still comes on. Yeah, battery's still good. I don't know if you can see him there. He's a little hollow pumpkin. I got a little light in there. Fairly simple. He's just covered in kind of a light coat of acrylic paint that's watered down. Give that kind of milk paint look to it. And then after turning, I hand carved all this out. One thing I forgot to bring with me tonight was my hand carving tools, but I do have power carving tools with me to show that side of it. Honestly, I haven't hand carved much anything for a while because my knuckles have been going bad. That's one of them, and then,
Is that light friction fit?
yep, friction fit in there. And then, here's the other one that was kind of he's been beat up a little bit. I don't know what he got into. Yeah, it's faced him different. I still wish I had the Frankenstein when I did a Frankenstein and a mummy and a werewolf one time. I just kind of started doing all the old Hollywood horror film ones, and the Frankenstein and mummy I sold them at the tables and I did craft shows, and they went fast. The werewolf kind of sat there for a while, but someone came along and said, "Oh, that looks like a dog." And yeah, it's supposed to be a werewolf. They loved it. Yeah. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. Just doing a little turning and showing how to make one of these guys. Now that was supernatural and not out of this world. And out of this world was the challenge tonight. Like the President's Challenge for September, I'm thinking I'm going to try to see if I can get as narrow as I can with these guys, or as thin-walled as I can. This guy, he is pretty thin-walled. So I got pretty thin, as you kind of see there. So basically the challenge for September, make a pumpkin that's thin-walled, or something on Halloween or fall. Bowl, which the master of skinny bowls over here on internet fame. What's that? That's September, next odd month. So I'll go ahead and call it now for the next President's Challenge of doing something like this. What's that?
Do we have to have a light in it?
It's up to you what you want your pumpkin to look like. So these guys, this light is just basically you can get it at Walmart. They're the little pea lights. Colored, I think I was just get them off Amazon by the boxfuls. I'm surprised the battery's still working this one.
Yeah, you're changing stuff.
Yeah. This one I did back in 2011. We've been around for a while.
Well, the internet thing is for my hands. I should have got a cooling version or something.
You should have been a hand model.
I got a couple of ham burl pieces again. My ham burls getting smaller and smaller. out of this world is a Saturn bowl with a spinning ring.
Thank you. I think it might be rotating the wrong way. There we go.
Spinning ring on it. And when I first seen this done back in '06 at the symposium, AEW symposium in Louisville, Hans Weifleg, whatever, was making, in Germany, was making Saturn bowls. And he used a drill bit, put drill bit into a dowel rod or a handle, and then grind the plain end of that bit to a sharp point. And I was thinking about doing that, and then I thought, well, I'll just use one of my 10-cent butter knives from the thrift store, then parting tools, and I made it, I cupped it down a little bit on the grinder and thinned it a little bit, and that worked really good.
Tom from Decatur, still learning the craft. It's my bowl that I made. It's my first attempt at trying to do something with shoulders on it. And John, my friends from Decatur, helped me turn this pin. My wife's pride and joy. She almost didn't let me drink it tonight. So that's what I meant.
Very good.
Gary Pugh, Muhammad. Little pecan bowl or something, I don't know. Small one. Cup, I had some walnut from when they cut a tree down at Quentin's house. They cut a big V in it, as you know. Well, I took that V, that's where these are from. Waste not one. And then she said something about from outer space, so we got it. I never tried turning legs before. I know they're too long and all that. It was my first attempt. And then used some little dot things for lights, windows, portals.
Those aren't too long. That might be high water landing.
Well, they take care of being small. Got down there in the alligator territory. Anyway, I'll probably do something different on the legs. I just got double-sided tape over my arm. So I can get it off.
Yeah, wasn't the day the Earth stood still, wasn't that up on a high landing gear?
Pardon?
Day the Earth stood still, the spaceship and that one, that was up on a high landing gear.
Yeah.
I think it was fine.
Had a piece of firewood that was spalted. It was about like a dog leg, and I thought that'd make a nice tool handle. So I took it home, and after several attempts of not losing it all, I made this. And I'm going to put this in a raffle so somebody can make them a tool handle out of spalted maple. I really like the spalted maple. But anyway, that's for the raffle.
Makes a good rolling pin too.
Pardon me?
Makes a good rolling pin.
Yeah? Yeah.
I don't know if you want spalted with a rolling pin, though. I don't know if you want spalted with a rolling pin. The spalt is basically fungus.
A couple months ago, we were talking about the Trend air shield. Cody, yours stopped on you?
Yeah.
Well, a guy online had one. I get $25 for this. The batteries didn't work. And it was in really, it was in sad shape. And I haven't got the fabric part of it yet made. But initially, I went with the phone charger and plugged it into the wall. And I thought, well, you're tethered to a 20-foot cord there, and I didn't like that. So I went on Amazon, or you can find anything on Amazon. I found these two battery packs, two of them. This shipping were $14. $14. So I rewired this for the second time. Now, it worked just good. But anyway, this battery pack normally works. Stick this in your back pocket, put that on for $14. And the white one, I had over 10 hours on this and it's still running before I had to charge it. So,
Question for everybody here. I have one of those that is essentially new. It's been used a very little bit, and then it wasn't used for a long time. The battery went bad. Everything else is fine. And if somebody wants to rebuild it, I can bring it in.
Sometimes you can jump the batteries on those lithium ones.
well, and
No, I don't think you can renew the batteries, but you can give it a different source.
this one,
I can't wear it because it falls off my head. It's too.
They are bulky, I mean.
this one, the batteries were bad and you can't find replacements. And that's why, well, like I say, it was in really sad shape.
Right. If you
But-
guys, yeah.
Bring it in, I'll take it.
That would be built.
That's what I said.
Huh?
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Jerry called it. So I'll bring
Okay.
it in and you guys can. figure it
we'll
out.
fight over it.
All righty, you win.
If you ever kind of wonder what he's talking about, here's one that's newer.
This thing's running all
Yeah, that looks similar. Mine has the shroud.
They are very top heavy on your head.
Yeah, they
So you
are.
gotta-
They are tough.
I could not cinch it down tight enough to keep it on.
You really got to cinch them down tight, and then if you got glasses on, you got to struggle around them.
Process.
Yeah.
Now I know what to do with that.
They're really nice. I really like mine.
Yeah, I should have cleaned the lens off before I brought this thing. Yeah, they're good. I've
John Craig was
seen
in
them all.
Gator. Got a couple of things. Did a travel mug with the Celtic knot. I believe that's hackberry with walnut. And the finish on that is polyurethane. A little wing bowl. I believe this is river birch, spalted river birch, I believe is what this is. And the finish on this is osmose oil with a matte finish osmose oil. And this one here, this started out about a month ago with when I was taking a look at all of the lumber that I have in my little lumber storage area between boards and bowl blanks and whatever. And I thought it might be interesting to make a bowl using all of those materials. Well, I have about 40 different species of wood there. I wound up using 32 of them to turn this bowl. I had a few that I wasn't willing to cut up the bowl blank just to get a few pieces for here. I had a few that I didn't think I had enough, and I had a few that I didn't find until after this was done. So anyway, there's 32 pieces here. So there's 32 segments here, and each row has one each of 32 segments, and then I use the laser engraver to put on the edge.
With all the ones that you missed the first round, make a server, a spoon and a fork.
There you go. I could probably do that. There were several that I found afterwards. Finish on this is walnut oil.
And so, my fan's running now?
There you go.
But like I say, this is a 10,000 amp hour battery pack. And I ran over 10 hours and still had 3 lights on it. Out of
Get
3 hours.
a good flow? You do?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you can hear it over there.
Oh, yeah, you can hear
But
it. Need earplugs.
it's running and it works.
He wasn't.
So for $40, I got this. Now I just don't have to shut it off.
Take the battery out of it, and maybe unplug it.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
Cook
not that
Joe's,
smart.
Urbana. So this is a little piece of cedar. I think that I got it here in, raffle, that kind of thing. A lot of bug holes, and so I haven't finished it completely. And one of the parts of finishing this is to continue cleaning out some of the bug holes. There's still a lot of the residual bug holeness in there, but I've got most of it out. And I think it's pretty cool. I'm not going to fill it with anything. Some guys might say like, oh, do resin or something. I kind of like the look of it. So that's just a piece. And then since the challenge was like out of this world, I just looked around and saw what things I had that were kind of like odd that I haven't brought in. So this is something, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it was turned on this axis, a crotch of a tree, and one of the branches was set lower than the others, which is why you've got this one shorter than the other. I think that I will probably end up flattening it so it sits off at a jaunty angle like that. Don't know what it is, don't know what it's for. They're just making a thing. A napkin holder, that was
I
my
was
thought.
thinking a towel,
Yep.
towel on a cabinet.
But so just a funky thing. So there's that. And then another Ouija proof of concept. This here, this hasn't been turned. Eventually I will implement this into a turning and do some other kinds of turnings with this idea. This is a 1x2. I think it was about 5 foot long 1x2, just from, Menards kind of thing. And then I did a bunch of curve cuts with it and then curled it up. And I've seen curve cuts for like doing around the edge of a corner kind of thing for a 90-degree turn, but you can make a continuous turn. But one of the things that was a little trickier with this one is that if you just did all of your lines perpendicular, you would get it to do a circle. But to have it wrap around itself and match back up with the bottom, if you made your angle off a little bit, then it would, butt up against it. If you made it too big, then it would be with a gap in like a spring. So it took a little bit of figuring out how to end up making this match up with itself. But just a nifty idea, make it a cylinder out of a piece of wood. So this is one piece of wood all the way around. You can call it waterfall grain if you want, but so nifty thing, making a round object, but I didn't use the lathe on this one. So there you go.
I brought in a mobile cart, if anybody wants it, they can have it free. It's not going home with me tonight, so whoever wants it, grab it.
Roger Cooks in Decatur, Illinois. This is an ingrain cherry limb, finished with tongue oil. The reason I brought it in, really, was to get some opinions. Well, I don't want it anymore. My old buddy Crowbar over there solved my problem. It got this crack in it. This is 2 years old, and it got this crack in it. I don't want to throw it in the wood pile, or the burn pile. And Crowbar gave me the idea of putting stitching on it, and solved my problem.
I'm Chris from Bloomington. I have a vase. I've been doing a couple of vases because my wife is currently working at a flower farm, so we have way too many flowers. I found some nice glass inserts.
Where'd you get those?
Found these on Amazon. It was $10. So it was the right size and deep enough, and they come in various sizes, but for drilling it out, you have to have the right size Forstner bit. So you got to get it to match. The other couple vases I made, I put the glass in after it finished, and then the wood worked. So now the glass doesn't come out. This one fits, but it's nice enough that it can slide in and out. And then I have a small bowl out of bloodwood. I was at a lumber store
And this is made of half-inch corian. And I used some Echo 6000 glue. It don't work. So then I did a little research, and I see that thin CA glue works perfect for this. So that's what that's made of.
Not epoxy, is it?
Not epoxy, thin CA.
Where do you get your corian? Secret?
No, a guy knew a guy that was remodeling a McDonald's, and he got it from him, and then he's cleaning out his garage, so that's how I got it, so.
What,
Yeah, it's a
what
secret.
tool?
For the spindle, I used a skew, half-inch round nose for this part, and a 3/8 and a half-inch bowl gouge for the rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Keep them sharp.
Why, I bet.
That's it.
Very nice.
That's very nice.
Mike, nothing? All right. So I only got 3 tickets for the President's Challenge. I'll just get draw first prize on it. So the first ticket gets the first pick, 879. White ticket, 879. That's on these guys here. All right, 878. What? 878, Jerry? Mark Maple, some glue sticks.
He said he wants the blue stick, that's what he said.
880. Glue sticks, hard maple hickory. Gary's got the blanks over here too, if you wanna pick up one of them, he's got some of those, spectrum line. I don't know if anybody had to pick this thing up yet, but it probably weighs about 3 pounds. It's a little chunky. All right, red ticket. Get your red ticket. 867. 867-509. What do you want? What do you got? I got a. All right, next one up. 859. Make sure that wasn't mine. That was mine over there. Yeah, that is mine. I'll take it in the hard way. Oh, I'll be right back. One over here. All right, next one. 864. We got hickory, got a chemical kit, 4 blue sticks, 2 more chunks of army. First is
That is not marked right on the wood.
What's that?
That is not what that is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I'm not sure either, but we'll see.
865.
Red ticket's got his names on it.
Art maple 863. Alright, and last one for Hard Maple, 861. Mary's got the hot streak tonight. Alright, go ahead and take a break for a little bit. I'll get set up for the demo. I've got tonight's wrapping stuff up here. I got a tool up here for parting tool, giving away tonight. 336 double bevel Savannah parting tool. More of the hard maple. I think this was that looks like a birch. We brought in the paper birch. River birch. And I got the DeWalt tool thing and 10-inch round center finder.
Want that spalted maple there, or?
Oh yeah.
I'll just give it stuff like that. I don't care where it wants it.
I think crowbar needs this. What? You need this crowbar.
Sure,
The wick stand.
I can make wood stand on it.
That'll make a pretty wick stand.
I thought it too, I mean.
Unless someone wants to wrestle a crowbar for it. When he gets the stick
He's
for
already
it.
got it in his hand, you ain't messing with him now.
Well, you gotta wrestle away from him, but you gotta watch out for the stick. Alright, we're gonna take a break for a little bit and I'll get the thing set up.
Yeah, I'd say so. $2 there.
Yes, there's been some nice stuff.
Never had any trouble with Then I got checked in the house, to the park, and everything worked.
So what I did was I pulled my 2.5 years. So that, you know, this year I wood. So in this ring, only 96 holes. So you just go ahead and put a hole. So you put it in position, glue that piece in, and then rotate it 3 holes, and you put your right in position to glue the hole.
Sure.
Yes, that's when I first knew about it.
This one drilled and it's most, like there was years ago actually, there was some ones that just drilled it and then say, the turning one is to get around. That was about it. And it would have been taken here.
That's about.
I think it's 18. On that one too. I had some care out of it.
It's an X tool, and I mean, this just barely fits.
And there was not upgrading, so I sanded it off and had to do it on the very last guy.
Crosshairs,
So maybe a little.
move the
So I had it done to the finish, so I had the lids all over it, and so I used.
The rest of it's a few labels, probably up there.
I think that lady's probably about 24 square.
I've never turned it off on itself. I was in the ED 4 weeks ago, I thought I would never cover it first, and so I was like, oh, with that stuff, I haven't seen one like
These are fun. Oh, okay. The process. I think it's fascinating that there's no curved wood. So intriguing. Screwed up. Illusion.
Feels like that a little bit. Or there's like really just different show where it's a spaceship that's the shapes. But I can't place what that show is like.
Definitely.
Yeah, of the three I made, that's one.
Might be 1 1/8 inch holes.
That'd be okay. Cause I want to put 4-inch air tube through that wall.
I do have one.
Okay. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, I gotta cut 2 holes. One at the top, one at the bottom.
Yep.
I don't know, though, you know what, I think I'm gonna put it on the top, both of them at the top. Because I'm gonna move my dust collector, air filter, I'm gonna move it. So I have to have a hole coming out as well as going out, so that there's no back and so when it's coming back in, if I put it in where it's coming in right in front of that.
That's the question.
Glad we can work that out for you.
I do have a whole truck.
If you had a guess as
I got little ones. Well, mine go up I might have up to 3 inches. I don't know. Mine goes 2 inch, that's it. I don't know. You draw. 3, 2 inches.
I bought it for basically the same thing you're gonna use it for. I bought it for a dryer thing, same thing.
Got a big drill?
No, I'm only gonna go through OSB, 7/16 OSB, and then that metal, which is a 16th of an inch.
Right.
And then OSB, I'm not gonna go through any tube or anything.
Now, if you were gonna go through a double cubic hole,
Oh, yeah, no, I need a big drill. But I do have a big drill.
I got it. Really. No matter what.
I got one that I couldn't pull. Oh, man.
And between all of us, we also
It wouldn't hold them out. That would
Sam Utilities off his name.
It is off. I already did. I took care of it. I took care of it.
I need a lot of taking care of.
I do my best.
I do need a lot of taking care of. Yeah.
I don't quite remember, just because I had a lot of movement in my stuff and places.
Got lucky
We
on that
haven't
one.
done yet or not? Are they?
Sometimes I get to watching the YouTube and trying to put it in or something like that. Yeah. Oh, after this many years, she's learned. So have I. So we got 3 bedrooms.
You know more about it than I do.
I think I'm gonna go out to the fair. Did everybody remember
Means I'm having lots of time to turn.
When I sign it, we'll do cedar and I'll have a little question mark on there. I like it if they want to, you know, kind of a rare.
You said you carved it by hand or with? John, you said you carved it by hand? You textured it by hand? Pretty nice.
Yeah, fortunately I don't do too much hand carving. Got a good story on carving with you guys too. All right, last call for tickets. Get your tickets. Last call for tickets.
I don't know if I can do it. I can't do it that weekend actually. Or September. Maybe September. Yeah, that was
Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where are you? All good?
Oh, good. How many's online?
I don't know if we got anybody online or not right now. Yeah, somebody just said something. Scott's watching. Scott's watching the show tonight. I think a lot of people watch it after the fact. All right, everybody. Test, test, test. There we go. All right, blue tickets. I'm gonna sit down for this. So everything up here on this cart is what we're giving away tonight. First number. $499. $499. Roger.
I told you that was the plan.
I was sitting there thinking, I wish he'd pull 500. You got close.
Yeah, I got close to it, yeah. Parting tool. Yeah, there goes the parting tool. All right. 497. All right. Gary's on a hot streak tonight.
I am. I don't know what's going on.
Play the lottery when you go home tonight. All right, 508. 508.
I'm thinking,
Mike, you might want some white hard maple there. There's a river birch there too.
I'll take that because I have all the other stuff.
All right. 519. 519. Got 3 chunks of white maple. We got the tool pouch and the center finder. All right. Five, 2, 1. 5, 2, 1. You again, Paul?
Oh.
There goes the center finder. Oops. That one volunteered itself. 505. 505. Crowbar, that's yours? All right. Just got 2 chunks of the white maple left. 514. 514. John?
Another chunk of wood.
It's amazing how much wood ends up in the wood shop, isn't it? And one last chunk of white maple. 504. White maple? All right, Crowbar's taking the white maple. All right. Give me a minute here. I'll need an assistant if someone could come up and help run the cameras.
I'll do it, I'm behind you. I don't know how to do it.
It's not that hard at all. We got camera 1 is this one here on the tripod. That one you can move around, zoom in and out. The zoom is on top of the camera there. Little button there.
This one?
Yep. If it's too tall or too high for you, you can lower the thing down. Make it easier.
Okay.
And then camera 2, there's this side one right here.
Get your fingers, yeah.
Yep. And camera 3 is the one right above it.
Okay. You might have to help me out.
Yeah, just go with the best idea of whatever looks best for when you get there.
Okay.
All right. Let me get over here and get changed up around here. So this little thing is, let me do this. That one start going? Yeah, that one start going. I didn't hear the beep. There we go. And one more thing. That recording also. All right, so this little pumpkin guy is just kind of an easy little guy to do. It's a pretty good skill builder if you think about it. It's basically a hollow vessel that you're going to be turning. Right there. I just got to remember when I zip this up not to get my beard stuck in it. And I have done that before with coats in the winter. Let me do this. I should just hang this on the beard. Alright, that should work. Alright, so these little guys are fairly easy to do. I made them a lot for craft shows and other people. I've had folks, family, love these little guys. They fit if you use an 1.5 inch Forstner bit for the starting hole here in the bottom, this little T-light fits snugly right in there. Now this is just for this size. If you want to go smaller, bigger, however you want to do anything, if you want to make it hollow, make it a solid pumpkin, that's all up to you. But this one, like I said, it's a good skill builder on how to do pumpkins, on how to make hollow vessels. So first up, I'm usually starting off with a chunk of basswood. I meant to round one of these out last night, and actually do kind of have one started. So I'll take the basswood, chuck it up on a lathe, and get something similar to this. This is just a rounded out one, and I've started a hole in the bottom of it, and kind of got a line down for where I want the bottom curve to stop, and an idea of where to stop the curve on the bottom so it doesn't go into it, get all hung up. Let me chuck this guy up here real quick. I'll turn this down to a cylinder. Now, depending on if you guys want me to skip around or do all the cylinder and everything, I can go ahead and do the carving, get you the basic ideas of everything. I might bring one of my own mangles here, but I forgot it at home. All right. I'll wipe my face mask down here real quick. This thing's amazingly trapped a lot of dust. Alright. Now I like using easy tools a lot. That's what I'll primarily use tonight. I always like to test the range before I turn on the lathe. No sense in chucking this off into the wild blue yonder. What I'm using here is basswood. For carving purposes later on, it works great for that. Now it does like to throw off a lot of chunks. Get that little bounce that's still got some flat spots on there. Use a round one. Just stopped off and got a new one of these bits. I turned it around. I thought it was sharp on the other side. Very nice and smooth there. We got a little bit of a feature right there. Yeah, not quite smooth. There's a bit of a flat spot there. The end is all right for that spot.
How long was that piece of wood, John? 6?
I think it's about 6 inches or so, 6 to 8 inches. Because I will clamp off a little bit of this front on a chuck here in a little bit. But usually it's a 4x4 by about 6 or so. Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, about 7, 8. So at this point, you just kind of figure out which end you want to have to be your body and which end you want to basically be the top. Looking at this, kind of want to keep these features somewhat if I can. So that may be the body. So what I'll do is trim this top end down and get it chucked up on the truck. Definitely need a sharper blade. Which is bad because it's so soft, it's doing all right. A little bit of better grab right there. I'm basically kind of marking out where my chuck is going to grab on at. So that way I know not go down past that point, because I have done these before where I've gotten a little too aggressive and taken off too much. And I've got to bring a little measure with me, so I measure in the end, but I'll get this in later. Yeah. And a little thing crowbar for greasing this thing up. This thing's still slick as snot. I always like to stop and move this thing around and later not spin. It may slow you down a little bit, but I'd rather be safe and shut something off into the wild doing on it. All the time I get my old screw out. Give that a little bit of a dovetail. So don't forget about it. Oh, I forgot about that. Chuck's a different size.
No.
Do we have a... Yeah, we got a adapter here somewhere. Where that adapter's at, I don't know. Well, I didn't think about bringing the one I've got at home with me. Well, it is. Usually up here in this tree. Tree down. Oop, I can see. Oh, no, it's not. Is this? That tree, that feels like it. Yeah, that's it. All right, slight delay. My chuck I bought for my Delta midi lathe. This should be interesting, getting that off later. Alright. There you go. True that up real quick. Bring this tailstock back up. Support. Alright, now at this point you can shake her up, see what do you want to make out of it. Forget about that. I didn't work on this thing? Alright. So I meant to bring a little 6-inch ruler with me, and I think I forgot it. I'm not seeing it, but I got the next best thing, Forstner bit. And what you can do is take this Forstner bit, put it right there, in the center hole, and you got yourself an 1.5 inch mark. I'm doing that basically so I can give myself a reference out here of a foot. So when I bring this bottom edge, I know I don't want to go past that line. Like I said, at this point, you can shape her up, get it set up however you want to. And we'll do a quick one with it. Something about basswood it is, not like the end grain thing very much. And when I make my pumpkins, I have a tendency to make them look like Lego heads somewhat. I'm kind of leaving this stem part here a little fat right now, just basically for support. Oh yeah, that really cranked up there. Alright. Still got a bit of that feature on there. That's good. Not like that. Alright, let's go ahead and hollow the interior of that out. And I can change this out to chuck. Oops. Did not expecting that. Alright. That's on this side. Got to get used to my delta, I had it all on the top. Alright. 1.5 portion bit. I was like keeping it a little slow for doing this. A good sharp force bit, especially going this end grain, is best. So I usually go the whole length of this. Okay, that's it. Honestly, I'm not that deep. Feel like it goes a lot deeper. Story of my life. But I can't go too much more deeper. I'm roughly about that deep right now, and that's about as deep as I can go. Unless I extend this out a little bit. Actually, it's quite hot out right now, too. It is.
That's what I use now, summer sauce.
A little warm.
Max days.
So I can chew it just a little bit. And I don't want to chew too much on this.
That's what I use mostly. By the shafts. But only their bits.
You can get those shaft extenders and all that, but I don't have any of those around my shop. Yeah, about almost to the edge of that bit right there. Okay. So now the fun part begins of hollowing this thing out. And I've got this little sorbet here. Feels like it's needs a little dressing. I've got a little diamond file here. I basically give it a little bit of dressing on there. I'll start in here. I don't know if you can zoom in on it. I'll give it about I don't know if you feel it. I like being on that curve. So I'll start about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch up. That is about where the tea lights start, the bottom of them, usually they're at. Plus it gives a little meat on the bottom too. This guy's my chair with me right now. So you kind of get the gist of that. I won't suffer everybody through a whole barrage of listening to hollowing out. Especially when I need to honestly need to do one of those. What's that?
Where's your straw?
My straw? I got a big thumb. So the other half of this thing is, once you get this all nice and shapen out and wherever you want those at, how you want it to look and feel, comes the other part of this, and it is carving. One thing I used to do with these older guys, especially with this guy was all hand carved. One thing you don't want to do is when you're hand carving is don't get a finger in front of the tool. And I learned that very hard. I was carving one of these one night, just kind of sitting in the lazy boy, had TV going, I'm sitting there carving, and I made the cardinal mistake of putting my thumb in the way, had it catch and jab me in the side of the thumb. I thought, oh, at first I didn't think it got me hard, but I'm sitting there just kind of watching it, and it starts, okay, here comes the blood. And I end up going into the bathroom, grabbing a towel, throwing it on my thumb, and I went out and shop, grabbed some CA glue. So if you ever needed a pinch and you have a nice straight line cut, you can take a CA glue to the cut, stick it in there, give it a shot of the accelerator, and that'll seal it up. Gonna sting like mad. But I did that to this side, and I thought, why am I still bleeding? Oh, it come right all the way through the thumb. I had my tool was that sharp, it just in a split second, it went right underneath the thumbnail, and I don't know how I didn't catch the bone in there, but I missed that, and I don't know, this camera on me, which one are you on here?
I'm on one. Do you want it on
Go to
two?
2. You kind of see my thumb right there is got a bit of a dent compared to like the regular thumb. So when that hit, it basically pulled that meat back. So rule of thumb, keep your finger out of the path when hand carving or doing any kind of carving. So I can't remember who it was that suggested the safety aspect of it earlier, but there's that one. I don't do too much hand carving much anymore because my knuckles are getting bad. One thing I'm starting to get into now, though, is, of course, power carving. I picked this noisy guy up. It's an Arbortech power carver, and called a power chisel. I've got several different tips for it, but this thing works great. It's, like I said, a very noisy one. Can't lock this guy in place, can I? So I missed my delta on these. I can just chunk it right in place. So, let's see if I can do this. Actually, I got an idea here. Hold on. I was just thinking I would just bring this up. Let's go down. I'll bring the tailstock up and just wedge it. Alright, let's see what's going on. Alright, so I usually do this on my little mini Delta, and it will, has indexing locks on it, which is nice. The Jets don't. I haven't done one of these on the big jet I got. There we go. That works. Alright, so like I said, this guy is loud. It's going to almost sound like a grinder going off. So I'm going to try and say stop, and I'll start, stop, and start. So bring it in about a 25-degree or so angle, and just kind of go with the grain as best as you can. If the grain's chunking out like it is on here, switch directions on it. Because usually one way, you kind of get the idea of that. You can also notice that as big as this piece is, the pieces I'm taking on there aren't as quite as small as it was on this. But it's up to however you want to do it. And then we make different adapters for it, or different chisels. So to get those lines on the pumpkin, you want to use the V chisel. Which one are you? These guys are pretty easy to change out. Just push the button in and out it comes. This guy was probably about 150 bucks. Arbortics are up there. I've got this one. I got the Roto. Where are you being stuck? There you go. All right. So the V will make those notch grooves so you can get these grooves along the pumpkin line here. Definitely want to wear some earplugs when doing this. Because having this thing right next to your head makes you go deaf. One thing when you're doing the hollowing out is to remember to leave yourself room for the carving on the outside. If you get too thin with it, it'll go right through. I've done that a time or two with pumpkins. Another option for carving wise is one of these guys. This one is Euro Tool. I've had this one for a while. I picked it up 2012, 2013 over at the Danville Kickapoo Carvers when they had a carving show over there one year. I've had the foot pedals die out on me. This will stay there. This guy will let you use the Dremel tools. The Dremel tool will also work great too. I got one of those guys hiding back here too in case this one decided to get a little squirrely on me. But I've got a Dremel tool. If you get a Dremel, having one with the flex shaft works great. You can actually move it around. You don't have to have it. You can get up there with it and do it by hand. But one thing I use a lot is some of the saber tooth bits. So I've got one number 2 there, if you would please. You got these little guys. Saber tooth makes some great little different wooden bits here. Usually the flame is what this one is called. And the green is coarse. Yellow is the fine. And they make even ultra fine versions.
Just came out with those.
Yeah, not too long ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, about a month ago.
Yep. All right, let me pop this guy in here real quick. This is like a drill bit.
Those are cut saw, right?
What's that?
Cut saw, Brandon?
No, saber tooth.
Oh, saber tooth.
Yeah. But Kutzall probably makes them now too. I think they're pretty much everywhere. Well, these guys will work a little better. These will kick up a lot of dust when you use these guys. So if you have a trend tool or whatever, I usually have this hanging. You can probably see all the dust I'm kicking up. I can definitely smell it. Basically, we just want to give these guys some texture. And these will hog out a lot of wood very fast. You can see how fast this little guy's just going to town on this. So you can kind of see all the dimples and everything this one's made. And you could use like the flame to get the groove down the, or the, whatever you call them, the kind of spines of the pumpkin, or however you want to call those little divots that go all the way around.
Well, I'm wondering what kind of woods these are going to work on, because I've tried doing this kind of carving in bloodwood and some other harder woods, and they just basically tore up the bits.
On these green
I
ones?
didn't have that kind, no. I had it was a Dremel type of bit.
Oh, Dremel type?
Yeah. I don't know, I just wondered what experience you've had with the hardwoods.
A lot of the times I'm using the basswood. Do you think I've got some blanks in the bag here? What's this one? Bloodwood. Let me take a look at them here real quick, see what happens. Look fairly decent into it.
I had diamond bits, and they were just getting torn up.
Diamond would probably not be tough enough for woods. They're kind of more meant kind of like sharpening things. And,
Well, these were, okay.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I've got any in this kit. Let me see here. I did have a bunch of diamonds at home in another box. No, I don't have any in this one. But diamonds are very, the ones, at least the ones I've got, are very fine. They're almost like a finish, like you get to the finish. These guys are meant for roughing out wood and just hogging it out really quick, which they will do very well. Any questions? Thought there was another.
Carving the face, that's what you use, is it?
Yeah, I'll use that. I'll take a pencil and draw a face into it, and then usually something along one of those lines. Let's see if I can back this off just a hair.
John, where'd you get your basswood?
Cedar Wood Shop.
Do they have it? Okay.
They've got it there. I haven't been in there buying it for a while. I was finding, when it was over here, I was finding 12-foot long boards 4 inches wide there, and I would just buy it up every time I saw it there. I've been going through that. So your face can be however you want it to be. You just draw it in there. Kind of give it a center line. And I like to give these guys little eyes, either hanging from the top or hanging from the bottom. And then the mouth, I just kind of go however I feel.
Yeah, that's what he was using there. Yeah, like you said, you just hang to the front table.
Basically, it's just kind of like if you're carving a pumpkin on Halloween. Do whatever you feel best. I mean, you can get crazy just carving on these things. And this guy gave kind of Dracula teeth too. I did one of these once that I wish I'd made more of them. Did kind of like a Dracula, had blood coming down, bloody teeth, and then I made I turned a turnip and what was the other one? A beet. And I made them, carved them out and gave them like crossed X's for eyes and a couple blood holes on the side and blood on the side of them. Just looked like the victims of the vampire. The vampire pumpkin got the, so teeth. You can do anything like that. Kind of a annoyed hillbilly pumpkin, I guess. And one of the ones I like to use is this flame guy. It's a really thin and narrow flame. So you kind of see how thin that guy is, and he can really get down in there and carve out things really fast. I can show you real quick here. One thing that's annoying about this guy is he doesn't really have much to hold on to there. The only thing you got to worry a little bit about is getting chatter. Every once in a while, it'll want to bounce out and hop around on you. And if I had this hollowed out all the way, it wouldn't have to be too much to get through, to get down there to it. I would actually carve this face out before I start carving the exterior skin. Usually, there you go. I try not to bend this too much like that because it does leave a lot of friction up here. It gets it heated up fast. I don't have my usual spots. I'm just kind of getting the straight areas first. Hold on to this guy with two hands helps a lot. Basically able to keep control of it. So you can see how much I've taken out just in a little bit of time with this bit. And the eyes kind of do the same thing. Just got to work your way around them. Just start small and work your way in. Now if you're trying to hand carve this, this might be a little bit tougher to do. But it can be done. Any questions on it? I'm not going to go hog wild on this. So you can kind of see the finished product there. But and then finish-wise, like I said, this guy I used acrylic, watered down, just kind of thinned it out, and I put a few layers on, and then I did, I think it was like a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern style paint for this one, burnt umber for the stem. I think the other guy got a little darker on with the, yeah, the brown one a little harder on him. Still not sure where all the black marks came from. I picked them up out of the box. I don't know if he might have got a little torch somewhere along the way. Oh,
Good job.
thank you.
Good job.
Yep. Thank you to my cameraman tonight.
Should have fired me.
Should have fired him?
Yeah.
Now, what do I need to fire him for?
If you fire him, you gotta replace him.
Yeah. The downside about this guy is it's so darn heavy. Yeah, this is not exactly for him, but it's kind of the same. That's why I picked it up. It was a lot cheaper than Ford at that time.
How are they now?
Honestly, I haven't looked into them in a long time.
What are the numbers here?
Load me up, load me up. More about life.
Still down. They're nice. I like this guy. The only time I've ever had an issue with him is I was carving on something, and this whole top part here just popped right up. Okay, how did that happen? And I didn't see anything connected in there or not, so I think it's just a friction kit. Basically, I was carving and pulled back, and I guess it was kind of like continual motion. So I don't know if Ford does that or not. This one obviously does. I didn't think it was going to make that much of a mess, but holy crap. I've got a couple of little rooms around the house on my niece as well. She had this thing when she was a kid. She wanted to sweep everything. So I was out at Warriorville, and we had a guy out there that was selling brooms. So I ended up just buying a couple off of them. I was young. That niece is now in her mid-20s and hates cleaning. It hates cleaning.
I was gonna say, she probably doesn't like to sleep anymore.
No.
I wanted to iron so bad that my mother finally said I was old enough to reach and do the ironing. I did all the rest of the ironing for years. So, I don't buy things that make the iron.
Like Sam left us says for up for grabs. So if you want it, take
I
it.
got the same model on you on my other bandsaw.
Yeah, it's always fun for kids when it's new.
Oh yeah.
I didn't make enough noise.
I don't think I ever had any of my kids want to do anything like that.
Cleaning. She was always, when she ever came over, I was going on the deck, she would be like, I want to do it, I want to do it. Of course, I've got a spot on my deck where there's about 10 nails in one spot.
My brother and I,
And then she got burned out on it, like,